Ontario Men and Women's Curling Championships. We've had a number of responses that have been gracious in terms of donations to make this event possible. This evening we want to thank the Quarry Motors and Island Outfitters for their contributions. Some logistics and housekeeping items for you. Please no flash photography. Beer tickets are being sold in the lobby. Go make the guys smile, buy a beer ticket, and get a beer back here. If you're feeling cold, there's two lounges available upstairs and right behind you. Two canteens are serving food, one in the main lobby, one upstairs operated by the Legion. Exits are located at the south end and the north end of the arena. 50 tickets are being sold in support of junior curling in Manitoba. Please be generous and buy a ticket. Parking is also available in the Nampa parking lot. So if the lots here around the arena have full parking across the street. At the conclusion of the draw, please be sure to take all of your personal belongings with you. This evening's draw, Sheet A, Team Burns versus Team Misted. Sheet B, Morgan versus Team Bonneau. Sheet C, McCarville versus Team Johnston. Team D, McCormick versus Team Mann. Sheet E, Team Chandler versus Team Adams. Good luck and good curling.
We're on? Mm-hmm. We're on the air, everyone, and welcome to the 2024 Northern Ontario Men's and Women's Curling Championship. Tonight, our feature match on Sheet C is Team McCarville versus Team Johnston. Both teams played earlier today, and I believe both teams won. Yeah. McCarville was tight on time, so we'll see how they fared tonight. They were down to literally seconds on both their games, their first two games. So we started off, the house is cleared on takeout by McCarville, and Johnston's throwing their second lead rocks here. We'll try to keep you updated with all of the scores going on throughout the course of the night. Sheet number A has Team Burns and Team Despens. Sheet B has Horgan versus Bonnet. The two undefeated men's teams, so coming out of one of those teams will be undefeated tonight. Sheet C is our McCarville-Johnston game. Sheet D, McCormick against Mann. And Sheet E, Chandler versus Adams. I believe both those teams are at one loss. So tonight we'll be moving some teams around. I think we'll get back to Sheet C then in our feature game. And as I said, we'll try to keep you updated with the scores across the board. Johnston's throwing a takeout on that red top forefoot. Looks like they've got a nose hit, maybe a little roll. Nose hit. I want to thank Allen's Automotive there and Kawasaki dealership for their sponsorship. And the rings provided by those sponsors. And got McCarville's team. They'll be throwing another takeout. To see who's taking the night off on the McCarville team. Whether it's Sarah or whether it's Ashley. I'm not sure which of the two is taking the night off. Andrea's there, and that looks, can't really tell on the right there. We're up in the booth here, and it's Scott. Would you care to help?
I don't know if I can help.
Our play-by-play or our color man. Which one are you, Scott?
I can do the Vic Router. Ask the questions.
Okay.
But I'll just stand here and shut up and see how it goes.
Scott Mosher is our Vic Router tonight. I don't know who that makes me, but... And the house is clear on the McCarville Johnston rink. Scott, my eyesight's bad. Can you tell me who's taking the night off of Team McCarville?
I'm not sure if it's Sarah Potts or Ashley Simpler.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. I can't tell from the hairs covering the names on the back of...
But you've got, that's Andrea Kelly.
Andrea's, yeah, she's playing Vice tonight.
Yeah, and then you got Kendra Lilly that just threw.
We'll find out. We'll figure out who's taking the night off tonight. So pretty wide open first end here. Ice has been running really nice this whole spiel. Keep the weight up, runs pretty straight. Draw's been plus a 14 hog to hog through most of the games. Hit and roll to center. Looks like they're going to play a fairly open end this end. As I said, the Team McCarville team, the first two games had run the clock down to the last second, so they may want to just get an end or two under their belt here and give themselves some leeway. Andrea comes out. Looks like she'll get a little roll here.
That's really nice the way the camera can zoom in from way up the top. I'll get my binoculars and I'll be able to tell you who's sitting out.
Scott's off on reconnaissance now. Team Johnston electing to throw a takeout as well. They look like they'll get a roll at least. Yeah, and they'll hang around on the back 8, just fighting the back 12. That back red's going to factor in any kind of jam scenario. It's too far out of the house, I think, to have any effect on the end. Andrea throws her out turn, playing an inside-out takeout. Pretty straight there. She's got a piece of it, but I don't think she's going to stick around. No, rolls out. Team Johnston will get to look for the draw weight. As I said, it's been running pretty fast all this week. Plus 14 seconds hog to hog as one of the split times. Johnston played earlier today on sheet E. They played a game against Man, and it was a 11-10 was the final score. It was a hard-fought battle back and forth. Laura Johnston looks like she's got draw weight and throws it to the 4-foot. She'll throw her intern at this. And a nose hit. Laura's throwing another. It's starting to curl. It's got a piece, but rolls and stays around in the 8-foot. Looks like we'll have a hit and roll out at blank first end. As I said, we'll try to keep you up to date with the scores on the other sheets. And Krista's out turn, take out, trying to spill out, blank the end. Got it, corner of it, and first end is behind us, and it's a blank. As we look across the sheets, the undefeated men's game with Horgan versus Bonet is got a couple of blues in the house in the 12-foot. Back one looks like it's fighting the 12, and one in the back 8, and Horgan looks like he's coming around. They're going around the corner. They must have last shot. Yeah, they've got last shot. So back to our game here on sheet C. Team Johnston's throwing first, and that one's hanging out and looks pretty heavy. And it slips through the house. Unforced error there. Team McCarville will throw a corner up. Team McCarville in the green jerseys and throwing red. Johnston's white with purple sleeves, and they're throwing blue rocks tonight. And it looks like Ashley Sipolis, the throwing lead tonight. It looks like Sarah Potts is taking the alternate night tonight. Team Johnston will try to throw that rock down top 4-foot. They're just biting the 12. And Team McCarville will remove that, it looks like. at a corner of it, the weight's enough to stick around, and now it's got it too thin and rolls out. Johnston will try another centerline guard. The ice is curling about 5 feet, so high guards don't really factor into it. So getting that first one 3 or 4 feet out is probably a preferred kind of height.
Actually, signal.
Scott has come back from reconnaissance, and it is indeed Ashley that is curling.
I wouldn't quite say it's indeed. I'd say
It's confirmed?
we're going to call her Ashley.
Okay.
Geez, you
It's much warmer. Those of us that have been out scorekeeping are finding it very warm in the in the booth. I think TSN's booth is bigger than this. Is my Scott's?
Yes.
I
Plus you got a semi-tractor trailer out back with all the techs in it. Thanks for doing this today.
And Team Chandler and Team Adams' first end is over. See what the scores are up there, and like Team Chandler has taken 1 in that first end. McCarville, I've been bringing you up to date. Stuck one around the corner guard there. Team Johnston will try and bury one behind their own center guard. Looks like that's going to over curl and is light, so and McCarville will take advantage of that stagger on that front 2 blues there, and she'll come around. Kendra Lilly in the hack. She's throwing her intern out about middle of the 12-foot. Lots of rotation on that rock. Looks like it's got lots of room by, but it'll finish hard. And she's a little, no, it stops in front of the tee line, fully buried. On these on these sheets though, any rock is gettable. It's that 5 feet of swing makes almost any rock with the right weight available for the opposition. A little heavy. I'm going to rub off and roll out into the open. Team McCarville looks like they'll just a little hit and a little bit of a roll here. See what kind of weight they choose to throw at it. Andrea Kelly's first shots, second end here. And it's actually, it took off a bit on her there. She's by, but is she going to get she just clipped her front red, pushed it back behind the tee line, and unfortunately for Team McCarville, they've got both of the reds now are accessible for Johnston to hit. Kind of a flat double. I think you have to throw some pretty good weight at that, I think, to get the double. And she's taken off as well and rubbed off the guard as well. So two kind of back-to-back misses by both teams have made this an interesting end. McCarville's line 3 right now, and you're ready to throw another one into the house. Andrew Kelly's draw outturn underway, and it looks like it's got lots of room. Now, that one was out there. It was line up, I think, on that second shot red, and maybe give big weight. Might double is pretty straightforward. I think get the roll off that. It'd be probably Johnston's priority on this, though. And this one's going to overcurl as well. And a rub off the front. That's 3 shots that's kind of fooled both teams on how much curl was going to be there. Well, we've got a timeout on the sheet. There was a question about rock movement. They could have called us and we could have replayed it for him to tell him where it was. But they figured it out themselves. Can we replay up here? Yeah. We haven't got X's and O's, though. I really wish we had the X's and the O's. Russ and Vic get to play with X's and O's. We have no X's and O's up here. So this could be a very big end for Team McCarville. It's Johnston's. They're looking at a lot of red granite in that house. Throws her in-turn draw to this end. I'm going to put a top 8 foot, kind of cover the, come around to that shot rock. That looks like the only out for Team Johnston is to get to the Get to the shot rock. Get to the shot rock. She could come off. She's gonna throw that takeout again, and is gonna need that roll, or this will be a big end for Team McCarville. Or comes out, throwing her in turn. She's throwing pretty good weight at this. She's gonna need to curl a bit. Yeah, no, didn't get the roll. Absolutely needed to get that roll. And that's a lonely looking blue rock sitting there. Nose hit will put 5 on the board for Team McCarville. Do we have the comments on or not on? Posted here.
We have live chat.
Have we live chat? Should we see what the live chat says?
Doesn't say much yet.
Doesn't say much yet.
No.
McCarville's going to post a big 5. Wow, that was a couple of missed shots by Team Johnston, and then they didn't get the roll on that last shot of Laura Johnston's, and 5 red. So William Lawson is asking who's got the best record in the men's. So it's a triple knockout for the men's. Right now, Team Horgan and Team Bonnet are both undefeated. So whoever wins that game tonight keeps on to the A side. We've got a couple of teams eliminated earlier today, and on Team Jordan and Team Adams, I believe each of them is at 1 loss. The women are playing a round robin, and so it will be a 5-game and then playoff draw to determine the winner there. The men's, the 3-loss knockout makes it a little bit more complicated. Team Johnston's they can fight back and at least get a couple this end, but they'll be wanting to recover from that one. They're going to throw up the corner. That corner slid a little too far into the house, and McCarville will make short work of that, I'm sure. On sheet number A, Burns against Despins. It's 2-0 for Burns. Sheet B, Horgan and Bonet. Horgan's up 2-0. They took 2 in the first and a blank in the second. And on sheet D, McCormick versus Mann. Mann is blue, and they are down to McCormick 1-0. And Chandler versus Adams, second end. As I said, Chandler took 1 in the first, and we've got a lot of rocks in play in the second. Chandler looks like they're sitting 1. There's 2 blues sitting just behind the shot rock. Team Chandler's, and it looks like they're in a good position here to certainly force and maybe steal this end. Yes, we only have a camera on sheet C, so unfortunately the other sheets we're not able to televise those games. We'd like to thank our MSS, Manitoulin Secondary School, technical support, and am I going to embarrass you to speak?
Oh, no, I can speak.
They have graciously been helping us. We had some problems. Was that Wednesday night? Wednesday night. We had some problems with our streaming, and it seems to be better. If you can give us feedback on how the visual is coming across, that would be great. Yeah, that we tried televising the Chandler game against, I think it was Adams.
Yes.
Chandler versus Adams, and it was a bad video, and it was the game was a short game. So we're trying it again.
Mm-hmm. Hopefully it's going better.
Hopefully, I think it's gone better. Yeah. McCarville sitting 1, half buried behind that center guard. Will get rid of the blue corner. So debating whether she wants to take it or play to the back. It's going to play to the back blue. Kendra Lilly throwing the intern at this. And it's out there. She's on the blue one, it looks like. She's going to rub off of that and roll center with a stagger. Johnston's going to get rid of those 2 center guards. She does have last rock. She just has the 1. Red's exposed now. McCarville will throw up a just offline center guard. Get Andrea to throw her intern at that one, it looks like. Chandler Adams after that second end, sorry. It's tied 1-1. Team Johnston's out of the North Bay Granite Club. Mackenzie Daly, she's throwing a take it on that high red. And is she going to catch the... And she does catch that back red second guard and removes it from play. No, it just might have hanged on the back corner there. Nice shot though, opens things up. They've got a couple of corners to work with now. Getting on in the end though, just 3 shots left for each team. Vice's last shots here. That's come up short. Covered the front, about 3 feet of separation. Laura can elect to hit and roll. Double would just be a nose hit, so it doesn't really help her that much. So I think she looks like she's elected to hit and roll. Try to get around that one corner. Kenzie's throw here. Out turn at that one. And it's going to curl too much. Drives that front one back, rolls the shot off, and lies second and third. Crystal looks like she's drawing to the back one with that ice. And it's curling hard. And just rubbed off it. And we had a fall. Kendra looks like she took a spill. Red sitting 1-2, looks blue 3-4. Whether Laura can get that red closest to center. I'm going to jam on that back blue one. She tries to make that double. over on the Horgan Bonnet game. They had a lot of rocks in play a minute ago, and there's not as many rocks in play right now. Laura comes out, throws her takeout. It's got a curl. And is she? No, she just got by that front guard. Just removed second shot. McCarville will come the other way with the outturn onto that blue. Hit and try to get it kind of half underneath that blue one, and Laura's gonna have a tough time counting one. The run back might be the only shot that she's got. See where Krista's shot ends up. I keep looking at that blue and that red, so it must be closer than our perspective. Hit that mostly on nose, and actually gets a little roll out to the outer 8 foot, half 8, half 12. McCarville sitting looks like 1-2. I don't think there's much other than just a heavy draw down to that shot rock for Team Johnston for one, it looks like. Spencer's in the booth. Hi, Spencer. Want to say hi to everybody?
Hi.
Spencer's our tech support.
Sure. We need the 13-year-old to help us.
That's why we need we've got a 13-year-old tech support in the booth with us tonight, so we should be good. The 60. Well, I'm the 60-year-old. I didn't say. Laura's got a good-looking shot coming here. Nice shot. One for Team Johnston. Score is 5-1 now. Got a whole bunch of comments here. We'll see if we can answer any of them. Not sure. The cameras are actually mounted on wires above the plane surface, and the wires run to the concrete walls on the back, and the back ones are posted on the board. So if we do get some shaking, not sure what that is. But as I said, TSN, we are not, but we do have the 13-year-old tech support. Team Johnston's Guard over curl on that one. Wanted that one center line, and now it's turned into a corner guard for McCarville, and she's going to come around that. So that rock was on the other side of center, went across the tee line, and it's come to rest fully buried. I think we had a great shot, but I'm not sure which great shot that was on which, but the crowd went wild. I think most of the big yelling is for Team Chandler, the local rink. So I suspect that that we probably saw a shot for Team Chandler to score a couple or maybe even a blank. Actually, it looks like a blank they put up. Back to the Johnston team here. It's just not getting where they want to get those rocks is making it difficult. I think we should leave the door open because it's much more comfortable with the door open.
Yeah. Nice cool breeze.
Yeah. Team McCarville coming a long way around outside, around that kind of half corner there. Be a little bit hot and behind the tee line. About a few feet higher than that, but and it peaked out on the other side. So Team Johnston's going to throw. He's kind of down weight to it. Removes the red, but sits 3/4 open. Kendra Lilly's attempt at this soft way takeout. She gets the roll as well. And a little bit staggered there behind that front red. Team Johnston's debating what kind of weight they want to throw at this. Down 5-1. They've thought they may have thought about maybe freezing into that little pocket there, but they've elected to throw a takeout on the shot rock. And she's gonna tick. That's, I think, the third takeout that Team Johnston's thrown that they've had an over curl and they've ticked off a guard that and didn't move the guard very far either. McCarville's going to tighten that up with another red. Or now they're debating the pros and cons of coming around the other blue again. Looks like they've elected to throw top 8, top 12, cover up those 1-2 reds. Into Lily's throw. Crossing center line, and it's taking a hard, a little deeper than called for. Team Johnston's got some work to do. They're looking at 3 reds all behind a corner, and I think they're at a point now where they're going to have to make a decision to freeze. I think this late in the end, I think it's you're going to have to hope that you can force McCarville's team to a sort of a half shot if they're able to get on top of that red, and then maybe get another blue into the house, turn this end around, because it's not looking like it's going to be a long night if McCarville scores another big end here. So they're electing to freeze down onto the shot rock. Rock curls enough that they get this 3/4 buried on top of that red, and at least make Team McCarville waste a rock and lose their shooter if they do throw a take-out on their next attempt. Let's see if we can get a split time on this to see what the ice is running like. (14.75), and it looks like she's going to over curl, but a usable rock though. McCarville's not going to be able to remove it, so she looks like she's going to try to do what Laura had attempted to do, and that's get in and take away Team Johnston's next attempt at getting a freeze down there. She's tightened the ice up compared to the shot that Mackenzie just threw. It's kind of hanging out there. It's just by that blue one. And a little heavy, and through to the back, stuck around the back 12, but I'll give Laura another shot here at getting that blue rock on top of that shot stone. Maybe turning this end around. As I said, right now it's not looking like a good end for the Johnston team. They need a good shot here to get them out of trouble. This one isn't light. Got to the shot, but again, a little too much weight and pretty much an open hit. Open hit and a little flop there, and that'll make it again difficult for Team Johnston to get anything in to cut down on what could be a really big end coming up for Team McCarville. Andrea Kelly throwing at that blue shot stone. She's got a good looking shot coming here. By the front, and just a little over curl again. So once again, Laura's going to get another shot at this. She's got a pocket to come to the back to, and she can get that tucked around that corner there. You're looking at that outside red coming off of that for a moment, but I think this is the right shot. Time to put you're going to have to put your last two blues into a position that makes it at least difficult for McCarville to get to. Or you're going to be giving up a big end here again. Laura's shot's on the way. Got to actually get pretty close to that. It's going to over curl, it looks like. Over curl, rubs off, wide open. So they've had 3 shots at sinking a blue there, and they haven't been able to do it yet. And those reds are stacking up in that house. Team McCarville is going to attempt to hit with about a 1.5 foot roll here, get it tucked behind those red blues out front. Over on sheet number B between Team Horgan and Team Bonnet, 3-2. 3 scored by Bonnet, and Horgan is throwing, looks like it's going to be probably a blank in this next end, so it looks like that score will remain 3-2. Puts the shots halfway down, looking good. She's got a bit of a roll, it looks like, and nice roll. Laura's got one more shot. She's electing to throw a takeout at it. Her last shot coming up. Shots underway. got a good looking shot. And this time, success. The angles are not good there either for McCarville. Any of those reds are all staggered up front. That you can get a piece of that blue with that red, that triple bump, but I don't think there's enough of that rock to do much with it, and it would just, I think it's just going back into those reds. I think up 5-1. She may just elect to throw open draw for her single.
But they put up a 2.
Oh, who's that?
Well, we had thought they only counted 1 in the third, but they put up a 2 on the scoreboard for Johnston on this sheet. So it's 5-2.
Oh, 5-2. Oh,
Yeah.
It was a 2. My mistake. We're far enough back here that it's difficult to see the. I've only got one eye too. I can't see that. I can't see it out of my right eye, so I'll blame it on that. Oh, she's trying the multiple bump here. It's got a curl. It's got a piece of the blue. Yeah, it just might have got 2. That might have pushed that blue far enough that the second red out-counted it. And it looks like it was. We'll wait for the scorer to put up the score and confirm that. Very nice shot there. I think Team Johnston will be happy to get out of that with only having given up 2. It was an end that looked not very promising for them through most of it. So 2 is probably a number that they're pretty comfortable with. And it was 2, yeah. So 7-2 the score going into the 5th. Horgan took 2 and he's up 4-3 now. Score remains 2-1 on sheet 1 for Burns. Sheet D, McCormick and Mann. 3-1 for McCormick. And on sheet E, Chandler still is. Can't see the board's blocked off for us, folks. I'll get that for you as soon as I can. McCarville's team throws that first rock into the house, top 4 foot. Johnston follows it up with a corner, and they'll throw another freeze tight guard onto that red, it looks like. Covers most of that shot rock, and Team Johnston's going to throw, looks like they'll throw another corner up. Do you know the game, the score in the Chandler game? Is it 1-1?
Yeah.
Yeah, from our technician, it's 1-1 Chandler Adams. And they've come around that corner. Johnston, nice shot. McCarville's throwing a center line guard. Kendra Lilly, her first, I believe. Center line guard. Team Johnston's going to play the top red down weight, probably. And they left that one, and they left that too long, and rubbed off the front guard. It did roll into the house, so McCarville will make a run at the one blue and try to roll probably a little towards center. Kendra Lilly's second shot. Out-turn takeout. She's got that pretty much on the nose, it looks like. A little bit of a roll. Red line first, second, and third. Johnston's got the hit and roll though. It's got a corner and an off-center guard, so end is certainly still salvageable for them right now. Hit here and a roll. The hit and roll probably pushes that shot rock, if not out, it probably makes contact at least. Jams it back, straight back onto the shot rock. McCarville lies 1-2 and Johnston 3-4. McCarville will throw the out turn at this, punch it through the hole between those two reds.
We have a red quarter skate
And covered a quarter of that rock, so Johnston's going to have to play down weight on it. She's got that throws this with down weight. She's got lots of room to roll to. They've had a number of their takeouts over curl. This one looks good, but just didn't catch enough of it and rolls out. Man on sheet D scored 4 in the fourth, so they've taken a 5-3 lead over McCormick. (3-1) on sheet 1. Burns ahead there. And we're down to skips rocks on Horgan. Is throwing right now line 2 with Bonet's got last rock, it looks like red. He's got 2 sitting there still. And McCarville takes the lone blue out and lies 3. So Johnston's going to try to come around that center. Try to generate a couple of points here in the latter part of the end. See if she can maybe create a skips deuce. This looks like it's over curling and light. Crystal tried to beat her in, top 4 foot. Should I comment to Matt?
I don't know.
Matt, we're doing our best, so thanks for your comments. I don't mind. Nice shot by Krista. She's got that buried, and Team Johnston is going to be hard pressed, I think, this end to come up with more than one. Team Johnston trying to get around and get as much of that forfeit as they can, but it's out there a long way, and I don't, even as hard as that finishes, I don't think she's going to be able to get No, just didn't have the weight for it either. Just 3 feet, 3 feet more weight on that, and she would have been in a good position. Chris and who else? Come on, you got it. Well, Team Johnson's, they've got a cold draw for one. I don't see any other options there. So Team Johnson's last shot here, they need to pretty much put this on the pin. Line is good. Starting to curl. They can come off that red maybe a bit. And they come off it, and do they spin? And it's close. I can't tell from this angle. It looks maybe red. I think it might have been red. Again, we'll wait for the officials to post that. And while we're waiting, I'd just like to thank our technical people involved in this. We, as part of the bid to host this, we were required to have streaming by Northern Ontario Curling Association, and we looked into a variety of options, and unfortunately the cost associated with having some of the professionals provide the streaming service for a production like this was beyond the budget of a small club like the Little Current Curling Club. So we would like to thank the high school for providing both the technical support. We'd like to thank Chris, Phil, Abigail, Avery, Mel, and Angela, and everybody for helping and providing what we hope is a viewable product.
That's right.
As I said, Vic Rutter is not here, and TSN is not here, and so we hope you enjoy what we're able to provide in the way of our streaming service. And we're on our 5th end break, and we'll bring you up to date on the scores. On sheet A, we've got Burns still ahead 3-1. 4-4 on the Horgan-Bonet game. And it's McCarville, is it 8-2? It looks 8-2, 5-3 man over McCormick, and Chandler's 2-1 for Jordan Chandler over Team Adams. So we're on our fifth end break. Take a look at some of the comments, and we'll see if we can answer any questions that you've got. Spencer, we don't have a 13-year-old tech support, by the way. We're just having fun with a 13-year-old in the...
Well, that was the 13-year-old that commented that.
Oh, was it a 13? Is Spencer a 13?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Good tech support commented that, yes.
Yes, I think Saskatchewan, by the way, I think they have a lot bigger budget than we've got for their production, by the way, Matt.
That's right.
So Rory McLeod, 4-4 is the Horgan score right now. And Merle, we just brought you a hope up to date on the scores. Yeah, and if anybody else has any questions, we'll try to answer them if you send us a question on your chat. As I said, we had our first, this is our first audio. We tried Wednesday night, and the streaming just did not work very well on Wednesday, and the game we were covering was a short game, as it turned out. So we only had 5 ends of very choppy coverage. Again, let us know how the streaming is going and how the camera angles.
Well, we can't do much about the camera angles.
Yeah,
Those are set.
they're set. Can we zoom in on those?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay. Team McCarville certainly must have been the favorite coming in, and they look very, very strong in their game tonight. They had a close game this afternoon. It was down to pretty much last rock. Opposition had a chance to tie the game, and just a couple of feet heavy on their weight. We've got a good crowd tonight. I'd say mostly full.
Yeah.
I'd say we've got a pretty full house tonight. Attendance has been good for the most part.
So,
Getting ready to start the sixth end here. McCarville's going to throw center guard. Or maybe into the house. Yeah, they're throwing it top 4 foot. Nice shot. I'd like to thank again First General for being one of the sponsors, one of the major sponsors for the event. I'd like to thank Macquarie Motors for their support. Remax. Jordan's Remax. Yes.
yeah.
Manitowoc Fresh Mart, Manitowoc Chrysler. We'd like to thank H&R Noble Construction, BrokerLink for providing the insurance for the event, Ruben Alla from Napa, Jake's Home Center, KT, and Craig from Country 103. I'd like to thank all the staff from NIMI and all the staff at the arena for all that they've been able to do for us. They've been very, very supportive and helpful. And of course, Manitoulin Transport, our significant sponsors for the event. We'd like to thank the Smith family, all the staff at Manitoulin Transport for all of their support. I'd like to again thank Orr's Value Mart, the Bank of Montreal, thank Manitowoc Mill, and the Manitoulin Expositor for all of the printing and support that they've had forthcoming for the event. So once again, to all our sponsors, thanks again very much for your support. We couldn't have put this event on without your assistance. We ran the men's event in 2018, and this year running both the men's and women's significantly increased the cost associated with putting this event on. So once again, we'd like to thank all of the sponsors for their help. Without them, this event, we wouldn't have been able to have brought it to Little Current. So again, thanks very much for all that you've been able to do. Team McCarville's going right back at it. They're not letting up at all. The idea of keeping it clean, being up 8-2, isn't part of the strategy, it would appear. So Johnston's going to have to freeze on top of these reds and see if she can try to generate some points kind of untraditionally with that center guard up there. It's a little heavy and wide. They're going to take it. No, they left it just. Might have been able to get that by if they'd been on that a little bit sooner. Get it maybe behind those reds. It's wide open. McCarville's going to make short work of this, I would suspect. Outside roll. Johnston will try that again. Try to get on top of those two-shot reds. Maybe move. Maybe just unlock them just a little bit. Enough room there. About a quarter of that rock, maybe a little bit more than a quarter of that rock is showing on the outer. Lots of room still on this one. They finish hard. And here it comes. And there it comes. Looking nice. That was just a nice choice. And is it going to overcurl a bit? Just a foot more weight on that one. Carl's going to throw another one on top of those reds and again beat Team Johnston in there. Shrink that scoring zone down even more. Andrea Kelly's first shot here. Weight looks good. Now it starts to warp in there. There it goes. She just onto the corner of that blue one. Going to see some bump through the course of this end, I would suspect. When Team Johnston might rip that front center guard off, or they might just commit themselves to in the house. Mackenzie Daly's shot here. She's going to wreck. They've had quite a few rocks over curl tonight, and pick just come off those front guards. I think that's probably about the fourth that they've had wreck on the front.
They got it out of the way a little bit.
Yeah. They got some blues piling up on the outside there, but they're going to have to get rid of some reds if they're going to come into play. Andrew Kelly's second shot here. Comes down and covers the blue. Support to run through there. Looks like Team Johnston's going to take a timeout here and contemplate what makes the most sense. They said down 8-2, and red first, second, and fourth. Blue looks like its third shot. Yeah, blue's third shot there. But getting rid of those two-shot reds is going to take at least two shots. Timeouts are 1 minute and 30 seconds. Clock time for the game is 38 minutes of thinking time. Time starts when the house is vacated and the next team starts the process of throwing their rock. 2 timeouts for each team, and if it goes an extra end, each team is given an additional timeout. On Vice's last shot here, they're going to have to get some of those red rocks moving. It's like they're electing to run their blue into the house, or the McCarville red into the house. I always prefer to be running your own in, but Horgan Bonet and just came to completion. We'll wait for the posting of the scores there. And unfortunately, Team Johnston drives that red through and doesn't clip anything. McCarville team will throw another guard down there. Morgan took 1 in the 6th. They're up 5-4. Jordan Adams still 2-1. We're back to Team McCarville here throwing the guard up. Want to just off of center. And covers the center line. Team Johnston looking at running outside corner blue into that into those reds. They are running. They're running out of options. Over on sheet 1, Burns has added another single in the 6th, and they are up 4-1. And over on sheet D, looks like Mann has added a couple more points, and they added 3. They stole 3 in the 6th, and they are up 8-3. And Johnson's not able to come off that outside blue. Like Johnson's going to have to throw it as close to the pin as she's going to be able to get, and Kristen will cut off one of those draws. She's going to cut off the intern access.
Hi there. Everything working okay?
Joe, I'd like Joe Cooper. Come on in, Joe. Joe is the brains behind the driving force behind the Little Current application and successful application to host this event. And so Joe's in the booth with us here. Joe,
Oh, hello everyone. Yeah.
And McCarville's looks like she's maybe gonna overcurl there. So there's still access there. Actually, either side. I think either side is. Team Johnson's looking at coming off of something though. Oh, it's got a, yeah, looks pretty flat coming off that outside red. And that's a tough draw. That's a cover more of the pin than that red's got. So Johnson's options are not great right now. I don't. That red looks too flat a roll to unless you're throwing Kevin Cooey weight. I don't think that's a shot that's makeable. That's just too flat to be able to get in and out count, but I don't think you're going to get shot off of that one. Here's Laura's last shot. And she's going to be on that blue, I think. And that blue, actually, that blue might have been an easier shot coming off of that. And that's a couple for McCarville. And it looks like the handshakes are out. And Team McCarville has their third win under their belt. We'll move on to tomorrow. We'll have 2 more games. As I said, the women are playing a round robin, so each of them 6 teams. They'll be playing 5 games each, and then into the championship rounds. We'll bring you up to date with what we've got in the men's and the women's remaining games. Again, it's 4-1. Burns is ahead on sheet A. They stole the last end. And from our vantage point, we've got a couple of reds and a single blue out in the 12-foot. On Team Horgan and Bonnet, they've got a 5-4 game going there. Team Horgan up 5-4. He took one in the last end. 10-2 is our final on sheet C. Again, sheet D is 8-3. That's man ahead of McCormick. And it looks like Adams scored 2 in the 6th. So they should be up 3-2, I believe. Their scoreboard is obscured by the 3-2. Yep, confirming that's 3-2 on Team Jordan against Team Adams. And we'll take a look at the comments one last time here, and we'll see if we can answer anybody's questions. We'll say hello to Megan Edwards, Janet Jewett.
I was asking about streaming any more sheets.
No, so Tyler, unfortunately, once again, the budget that we had for this event was not infinite. So we as a club, I believe we went out and purchased and then kind of passed on those to the school. Is that how that?
I honestly, I'm not sure.
Okay.
If
Revenue Canada is listening, no one's making any money.
That's right. No one is making money.
So yeah, we were only able to stream 1 sheet of ice, unfortunately, and so when that sheet is vacated, unfortunately, that's the end of our visual telecast. So let's have a look. Anybody else have any questions that we can?
It's nice to see we're doing better than Southern Ontario.
Yes, yes. I'm not sure where Southern Ontario the games are. I know last year it was in Port Elgin, and I watched the streaming on Port Elgin, and they did a great job on the streaming out of the Port Elgin Club last year. I think an old friend of mine, a high school friend of mine, is the ice maker at the Port Elgin Curling Club, Joel Smith. And I think Joel was involved in that production in Port Elgin. If Joel's out there, I'll say hello to Joel. And while I'm at it, I'll say hello to a couple of my olds, if they happen to be listening. Peter Meller and Rob Saunders, my old curling mates from way back when. That would be 19 in the 1970s. We curled in high school and then juniors, and we had a good time. It's a great sport. And we had one other fellow, God rest his soul, Charles Fursman. He's no longer with us. Charles was part of our team, my team growing up. We had good friendship and good times in curling. Well, thank you, Susan Childs, for your comments. And Chris. And Megan. And I think that's probably going to be the end of our broadcast tonight. When are we?
It looks like sheet C is vacant tomorrow morning, but tomorrow at 2:30.
2:30.
It'll be Deschênes and McCarville.
Deschênes and McCarville tomorrow looks like our next televised game, unless we can convince the forces that be to move one of the games to the streaming sheet. They like to keep control over who plays on what ice so that teams don't play on ice repetitively. But we'll put in a request to see what we can do for streaming tomorrow for the early games. So, having said that, we'll wish you all a good evening and good curling, and we will see you tomorrow. Okay? Enjoy your night.
Good night.